Hello, my name is Rachel and this is my channel, The Girl with the Pilates Mat. Welcome to today's class. So today we're doing our 20 minutes of standing Pilates, and this is for flexibility and range of motion. Now, we don't talk a lot about range of motion, but it's very important for all of us. It doesn't matter whether you're an athlete or you're someone in later life trying to improve your strength and mobility. You need that range of motion in all your joints, be it your wrists, your knees, your ankles, your hips. So that's what we're working on today. We're going to be doing passive and active stretching exercises, all Pilates based, to really get you feeling comfortable and get everything moving well. All right, so if you're ready, let's begin. So let's just start with a nice standing position. As always, we're going to align those feet with the front of our pelvis, so front of the hips here. All right, we're going to draw the tummy muscles in. We're going to be aware of our core, and we're going to bring our arms down by our side. Okay, so let's start with some breathing just to really tune our bodies in. So we're inhaling through the nose, bringing the arms out to the side. Exhaling through the mouth, pressing down as if pressing through water. So you're going to inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Remember, our inhale, we're expanding our ribs laterally. And exhale, bringing those ribs back together, really feeling your core working. One more inhale. And exhale. Now I want you to turn your hands around so your palms are facing forwards. Inhale, coming up as far as you can without your shoulders lifting. So it'll be different for all of you. Exhale to come down. So anchor the shoulders down. Inhale, lifting up, feeling that stretch. Exhale, coming down. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to inhale up. Exhale, press the hands down in front. Turn the hands around. Inhale. Exhale. Flip the hands. Inhale. Exhale. Two more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now reversing that. So you're going to inhale up. Exhale out. So as you go out, your hands are facing out. We then flip them this way. We inhale, and again, shoulders stay down as arms lift. So work within your own ability, all right? And turn the hands. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Turn the hands. Inhale. Exhale. And last one, inhale and exhale. Well done. Now I want you to bring your hand up onto your shoulder. This opposite hand is going to slide down. So we're going into a side stretch. We want to stretch out those ribs. We want to be mindful of not rounding the body forward. So you're going as far as you can comfortably go. You're looking to find lots of creases and folds in the skin here, and a nice big stretch there. If that's feeling all right, you can extend your arm. If that's feeling all right, you can rotate your head to look away. So you're getting a stretch all through the neck as well. Turn the head back and then come on up. Let's try that the other way. So hand onto the shoulder and then think of sliding down. So we're trying to create these folds like I've got here. Folds in the side, and then really stretching this side out. That's it. Then you're going to open up if that feels okay for you, And again, you can rotate the head away. This is all extending the stretch, intensifying the stretch, and come down. Let's do that one more time each side. So hand up, over to the side. You may find you can go a little lower now. Those that want to, extend the arm. And then rotate the head to look away. So looking down. Good. Bring the head back. Bring that body up. One more time this side. So we're going onto that shoulder, sliding down. Good. Lift that hand up if you wish. Turn that head away. Deep, deep stretch. Good. And come on up. Well done. So from here, I want you to bring those arms up, take them out to the side, and very gently reach the arms back. So you want to find the stretch in the front of the chest and the front of the shoulders. So we're reaching back. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep going back with those arms. See if you can interlace your fingers behind you like so. Okay. From here, visualize you're sliding down a wall with your back, so knees going forward. And then you're going to tip at the hip. So you've got to pull your tummy muscles in and tip at the hips, coming forward. Go as far as you can, so you can fold your whole body forward if that feels all right for you. Let the head hang down and think about trying to stretch those arms overhead. Now relax those hands, bring them down to the floor, slide them up onto your knees, and then think of reaching the crown of the head back out. That's it. And then coming straight up. So this is going to work your glutes. Straight up to standing. Let's try that again. Okay, so take the hands behind you. Interlace those fingers, stretch the arms out. Sliding down that imaginary wall. And now tipping at the hips. Going to wherever feels okay for you. There's no right or wrong. You just want to feel that stretch. So the aim is the arms going up behind you, really stretching the shoulders. Relax the hands, bring them down to the floor and then slide them up to above your knees. Use that to brace yourself to reach the crown of the head out and then come straight up, working those glutes. Well done. Okay, let's go into some lower body work now. So I'm going to get you to put your right foot forward. Okay, you're trying to align your heel with your hip. And this is where balance does come in to some extent. And again, think of tipping at the crease of the hip. Okay, so you've got to bend your left knee and we're tip, 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 tipping until you feel that stretch. So it could be your hamstring, it could be the back of your knee, it could be your calf muscle. Okay, and then you're going to push back up. So that's going to work the glute on this side. All right, so again, we're going to tip at the hip and come back up. Let's do that again. Tip and up. Tip and up. One more. Tip and up. All right, let's change legs. So I'm going to try and keep things really simple so you can focus on really getting that stretch. So you want the feet facing forward. Okay, we're flexing the foot on the left side and now we're going to tip. So we're folding at the hip, sticking the bottom out. Every time you stick that bottom out, you're getting that stretch in the back of that left leg. And come up again. Tip. And up. So try not to round your upper body. Think of still drawing those shoulders back. And up. and up. One more, and tip, and up. Go back to the first leg. Okay, so we'll do a little transitional move here. So starts off the same way. All right, we're going to tip the body. Now we're going to place the right toes down. We're going to bend the right leg and we're going to transfer the weight forward. So the left leg is free. Pointing the toes of the left leg, you're going to try and bring that left leg out to the side. So this is your hip mobility. Take it to the back, tuck the toes under, and then transition back to the start stretch here. Okay, you'll find each time you can probably go a little bit lower. So we're going down, transferring the weight forward, tummy muscles in. Take the foot to the side, take it to the back, tuck the toes under, and transition back, whoopsie daisy, to your first stretch. As you can see, balance comes into it too. So going forward, abdominals in, tap to the side, tap to the back, toes under, and transfer back. 2 to go. Forward, abs in, tap side, tap back, toes under, come back, and last one, forward, tap, tap, and come back. Same thing now on the other side. So you can see, you think it's easy, but it's not, is it, when you start doing it? So let's align everything. Let's go into that stretch. So starting position, abs in, back is nice and straight. Think of the energy going up and out the crown of your head. Okay, and then from here, we're going to transfer the weight forward. So the right leg is free. You tap it to the side, to the back, toes under, and then transition back into your stretch. See if you can go a little bit lower. Come forward. Free that right leg. Hip mobility, side, back, toes under. And sit back in that stretch. Again, coming forward. Tap side, tap back, toes under. And back, we've got 2 to go. Forward, tap side, tap back, toes under. Good, last one. Forward, tap side, tap back, toes under, stretch, and come up. Good, so give those legs a little shake out. Really nice work. Let's do the inner thighs now. So stepping nice and wide as you're comfortable going. And I want you to have the feet facing forward. Because we're trying to stretch the adductors, that's your inner thigh muscles, okay? So again, think of posture. Pilates is about great posture. So spine up, bend this leg, and find the stretch here. It's really good again for your hip mobility, especially if you're someone that runs a lot, has problems with their hips. So you can feel that stretch going from here all the way down to that attachment at the knee. And then we're going to go the other way. So nice and easy. You're just going to move side to side. I don't want you to force anything, but as you find the muscles start to give, try and just deepen the stretch. Deepen the stretch so you're going a little bit lower. All right, you might find, like with me now, I can just widen my legs a little bit more because I'm getting a little bit more mobility. Now, if you have no issues with your spine, I want you to bring your hands up, take them out to the side like so, and then we're going to add a rotation. So you're going to go to this side, rotate, this side, rotate, rotate, rotate. So again, you're not forcing anything, but we are mobilizing the thoracic spine. Good. and out, and around, and around, and around. Now this time we're going to go over rotate, and we're going to reach out. And we're going to come back, rotate the other way. Now see if you can rotate a little more. Reach out. Good. And back. 2 more. Rotate. Reach. And back. Rotate. Reach. And back. Now this time we're going to go over. We're going to rotate. We're going to go down. So you're trying to get down to the outside of that foot. You can be the outside of that knee if that's easier for you. And up. So nice and easy. You'll feel how it really loosens up everything in your back. All right, so I'm just going to the knee. Those of you that really like to work hard, you can go right down now. Right down, right down, right down to the ankle. Right down to the ankle. That's it. So you can feel how that's now stretching in the back of the pelvis as well. Very good. And 2. And 1. And now come up to the center. Bring your feet in a little, but turn them out. Now we're going to just bend those knees. Again, think of your back sliding down a wall, going to wherever you can reach. And then from here, both knees, you're going to try and take them back. Back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See if you can sink a little lower and then come all the way up. Bring those feet back to a nice standing position. Okay, let's lift the arms up. Deep breath in. Breathe out, big stretch. Other way, inhale and up. So turn your head one way as you bring those arms down. Inhale up. So working through the neck, rotate. Other way, inhale up. Rotate. Once more each side, up. Rotate. And up. Rotate. Well done. Wrists, circle them out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way, turn them in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now palms to me, working your wrist flexors, and then palms to you. Palms to me, and palms to you. Palms to me, and palms to you. Last one, palms to me, and palms to you. Bring those arms down, give your arms a little shake out, and there you go. That's your lovely, simple session for today. So thank you very, very much for watching. Please do press the like button. It's really important. If you work out with me, you enjoy the session, you feel you get something out of it, just pressing the thumbs up makes a massive difference for me as a creator. So please do that if you can. And of course, do subscribe if you haven't already, because that is hugely beneficial for me as well. It means I can dedicate more time to making videos for you. All right, so thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves and have a lovely day. I'll see you soon. Thank you everyone. I am actually still here because this is actually a live stream. So I am live, I'm talking right now in real time. My dog is sleeping right now in real time. So if you have any questions at all, This is the time to ask me, because I dedicate the time post my live streams to answer questions. In order to answer questions, your questions to you directly, or for you to put them on the chat, you need to subscribe. So very simple, press the subscribe button and then you can get into the chat and you can chat with me live. All right, so let me come and see who's here. Have a quick sip of water. It actually started out cold today and now it is boiling hot and very humid. So yes, it's and I've got hay fever. So I've got all the great things that you get in the summer. Anyway, let us see who's here. So I want to say good morning, good afternoon to Jennifer Nelson, Martine de Kerpel, June Kowalczyk. I got it right, June Kowalczyk. Hello to Cheryl in Virginia, and Robin Newcomb. So welcome all of you. Welcome to everyone else who's watching. There's about 100 of you watching right now, so thank you so much. And just a quick note, I have a live on Friday, and next week's live, you can vote for the ones you would like to see next week, but you can only do that if you are a member of my Ko-fi community. So if you go to the top of the chat here, the very top of the chat, you'll see the link to join me on Ko-fi. So Ko-fi is where you can make a direct donation to me, to this channel. It's nothing to do with YouTube. It supports me, it supports the purchase of all the broadcasting equipment that I need, the lighting, all the stuff that I need to do, the time I need to spend on putting all this together for you and creating these workouts. So if you can support me on there, I'd really appreciate it. Lots of people now set up a monthly donation, much like you would pay a gym, but I don't tell you what to pay. You pay what you can afford. Could be £2, could be £5, could be $100. It could be whatever you feel is right for you. That's how we work. We work on a mutual basis of respect. I always do everything I can for you, and you do what you can for me. It's a win-win for everyone. So there we go. Anyway, going down the chat, lovely to see everyone. So just to answer Jennifer Nelson, welcome Jennifer. Jennifer is asking if, as this is a live, she'll be able to watch it later. So I just want to reassure all of you that all of the lives that I've ever done stay on the channel. You'll find them under the live tab on my homepage, and of course I do put a lot of them into my playlist as well. As soon as I start broadcasting, it's starting to record and upload to the channel. So although it's called a live, it actually becomes a video. So within a couple of minutes, say you're 5 minutes late for class, you can just start the class at the beginning. So yes, it will be there for you, Jennifer, and it will stay there. I don't take anything off my channel, so all my mistakes, all my old videos, all that stuff, it's all in there still. If you want to have a look through at what I was doing when I first started, it's very different now. I had a different hair colour, different camera, no lights. So we've come a long way together, but there you go. So good to see so many people here. Hello to Robin Newcomb, who says, I'm really happy you're back from your fantastic holiday, but I did miss the lives. The playlists have been super, but live for me gives me that extra energy, and I totally get that. Robin, I feel exactly the same. There's a different energy when you know you're broadcasting live and people are actually watching you right now. It's a whole other energy to recording a video, and of course I do record as well. But I really enjoy the live. There's something slightly scary and slightly fun about the fact that you know that you are live. So if you make a mistake, you can't go back and re-edit. It's what it is. So there we go. So thank you, Robin. Really nice to see you, Robin. I hope you're feeling good. Hello to Marion Wilk. Marion, we all send our love to you, including Boo, who's fast asleep. Hello to Mary Margaret Seagrace. Hello, Mary. Thank you very much indeed for your donation on YouTube today. That is so appreciated. Thank you very much. Hello to Jasmine. Lovely to see you. Jasmine is local to me. She's a Brighton girl, so nice to see you, Jasmine. Who else have we got? Linda Verney Thompson. Hello, Linda. Really nice to see you today. Lovely, lots of lovely messages, I have to say, today. You're not able to do the live, but you're going to do it another day, so that's wonderful. Hope you rested from your lovely holiday. Well, thank you very much for the good wishes. I don't take many long holidays, as you all know. Certainly haven't done much of that since COVID, but well, there's a couple of things that I wanted to do. I had a bucket list holiday, and that was that I am, dare I say it, I'm a twitcher. As in, I love birds. I've always loved birds. My first prize at school, I think I was 9, 10, when I finished junior school, I got a prize, a book token, and that was for being, I think it was something like being a good student or a conscientious student or something like that. But I'd never won a prize. It was so exciting for me. I had this little book token, and I went on my own, age 10, into the local town to the independent bookshop there, and I bought a book, and I looked at all these books, and I bought this book on birds. I still had the book, and I still had the little certificate from school. And I just love birds. So I decided all my life that I eventually one day want to go somewhere where there's all lots of unusual birds and an unusual place for nature. And then I realised sort of maybe 10 years ago that a really good place to go would be the Galapagos Islands. But of course, it's, you know, if you live anywhere in the world, it's expensive. But if you're coming from the UK, it is a fortune to go there. So I didn't think I'd ever be able to go. But good and bad was that my beloved father died a few years ago, and he left me a very small inheritance. And so I used that to go to the Galapagos Islands, because I think he would have loved me going there, and he'd loved me telling him all about it. So that's where we've just come back from. So we've been 2 weeks in South America. I would honestly say it is the best place I have ever been in the world. And I feel like I've travelled a lot because I started travelling when I was 17 and a professional dancer. So I did move around a lot in the early years when I was working as a dancer. But it was, I can't even explain how amazing it is. Just if you love nature, you love wildlife, and you are passionate about conservation, this is the place to go, because it shows you how amazing an experience can be with wildlife when it's been protected and when us humans have not invaded their space. And you know, there are lots of islands, that are lots of uninhabited islands, and I was walking amongst sea lions and giant marine iguanas and land iguanas, and I saw what I've always wanted to see, which is a bird called the blue-footed booby, which is the cutest name. It's a bird with blue feet. It's a marine bird. Do look it up. It's a fantastic looking bird. But I saw many of them. I saw breeding albatrosses. I saw penguins. I swam with sea lions. I was in the water with a penguin. I was in the water with a shark. It was pretty amazing. So that's where I went. So thank you, Dad, for that. But yeah, that's where I've been. So I'm just recovering from my jet lag and getting back into the swing of things. But there you go. Anyway, let me get on to you guys and chatting to all of you. So Marina Clarick, hello to you, Marina. Lovely to see you. Marina says, this is a nice relaxing session. I've been doing a lot of your classes that incorporate weights, foam rollers and resistance bands. Oh, I'm really pleased to hear that, Marina. Yeah, there's some great classes that we've done with weights and rollers and resistance bands. And I do want to encourage all of you, like Marina, to get your own little home studio kit, because having a resistance band, having a set of small weights, light weights are really good, because there's loads of mobility work you can do, and all the mat work that I teach you, all the exercise that I teach you here on YouTube is all adapted from either the classical Pilates mat work or from the equipment, because I'm trained to teach on everything. I'm certified to teach on everything. So I do things which are reformer exercises, but I use a band instead of a reformer, because obviously we don't all necessarily have a reformer at home. And it's that variety that really keeps your body strong. If you do with Pilates, there is a kind of a method, and Joseph Pilates himself was very, very specific about how he wanted people to learn the mat work. And he wanted them to learn an exact order and to do it in an exact way, and to repeat each exercise over and over and over and over and over again until you had it just right. And what we've learned, what I've learned over the years, is that is fantastic. You do need that base of control and mobility and range of motion in order to be able to do any of the other work. And also, I think he probably got a lot of that from his background I would say he was an artist as well as an exercise expert, but he worked with a lot of dancers, and to be a good dancer, the only way to be a good dancer is to repeat, and to go into the minutiae of every exercise until you've got it just so. And you're always self-correcting. And Pilates is really aligned with that. It's very, very similar. I think a lot of it, his thinking, came from the influence of the dance community that he worked with in New York. But it's working on the minutiae of exercise and never having that assumption, because I never make assumptions, that I know an exercise perfectly well or I'm doing it perfectly well. There is always a correction to be made. There is always somewhere else you can take it to. There is always a focus that you can change to really switch up how the exercise feels in your body. So never feel like, oh, I'm just going to do this routine once and that's it, because you'll always get something out of it doing it a second time, a third time. And it's a real mindset that you need to develop with Pilates. And I think the older I've got and the longer I've done it for, so we're going 26-ish years now I've been doing it, the more I've realized, you know, when I first started it, I was still in dance head. So it was very much about, I must do it to the nth, you know, I must stretch my leg as far as I can, etc., etc. But now I realize it's about a mindset, about really being curious about how your body feels with a certain movement, where it wants to go with a certain movement, you know, and understanding what all of that means. So it's a whole mind-body control, mind-body connection is very important with Pilates. So that's why I'm delighted. Marina is trying lots of different things out. Marina's also asking, do you have any plans for a long cardio class? Now, Marina, I probably will do a long cardio class a bit later in the year. The only reason I say that is we're in the middle of summer now. As I'm doing this live stream, we are coming into the end of July. It's incredibly hot where I am in the UK. In the UK. And so cardio is not really anything I want to do a lot of in this weather, because we're doing it anyway, because obviously humidity makes your heart, your body work a lot harder. So I want to kind of focus more on shorter workouts, more stretching, more mobility, strength work, that type of thing. But cardio, I totally hear you. We will be coming back to that a little bit later in the year, probably September. Okay, we've got Shaded Lady, hello to you, who says, thanks, just enough for this warm weather. Great to hear, thank you. We have Nora Ozan, who's in Argentina. Buenos dias, Nora. Nora says, gracias, Rachel, desde Argentina. Te mando un abrazo desde Argentina. Well, un abrazo a ti. Is that correct? I hope so. I'm trying to learn my Spanish, but a big hug to you too. Thank you very much, Nora. Marion Wilt says, that was brilliant. Thank you, Rachel. You're very welcome, Marion. Cheryl in Virginia says, where's Cheryl gone? Oopsie daisy. Hang on, my live chat has just jumped up and I've lost you. There you are. Wonderful. I needed that so much. I confess that I did all my exercises at the gym while you vacationed. It was too hot here. I'm surprised at how tight my body got without Pilates. Yeah, it's amazing how quick that can happen. And you know what, Cheryl? It's fine. You go to the gym. We all need our ways of motivating ourselves. And I know that you really love the lives as well, don't you? But it's just an example, and it's a great example for everyone to hear. I'm not anti any exercise. I believe you must do what feels good for you. I think for me, and this is what I'm passionate about, is that Pilates is the baseline for every exercise. I think if you always do Pilates, all those other things you like to do, lifting heavy weights, going for long runs, snorkeling in the sea, looking at sea lions, whatever it might be, all of that will benefit from your body being in its best condition. And that's what Pilates is to me, is body conditioning movement. So important. You can do it as a standalone movement practice, or you can do it as part of your weekly movement practice. I mean, I have a dog, as you know, and all that. You would never believe, looking at her now, that she actually moves. She's a terrier, so she likes to run. She likes to run after a ball. She likes long walks. You know, so in the evenings, especially in this weather, we'll go out late evening for an hour, walking uphill, down dale to the beach, whatever. You've got to be fit for that. So your body has to be conditioned. And I have to say, as a side note, when you go to the Galapagos Islands, it's not set up for human beings. It's as it was naturally in nature. And so what happens is that you have to jump in and out of dinghies, on and off boats, just snorkeling in the sea. You could be walking for 3 hours in 30 degrees temperature over volcanic rock. There's no like specially made footpaths. So you need a really good level of fitness in order to be able to go there. And that's where I realized that actually all this Pilates I do, it really does help, because not only was I able to negotiate all those things, but I could walk over boulders and lava without falling over, without tripping, keeping my balance. All of those things very, very important. So yes, make sure to keep your Pilates up in between, everybody. Shaded Lady says, not a question, but I want to again thank you for your knee video. It's a lifesaver. Thank you so much, Shaded Lady, for that. It's one of those things, you know, I made that video because I knew quite a few people. I was working with some people in London at the time who had very severe knee issues. One was a very young woman who had a knee reconstruction. She'd completely torn her ACL ligament. That's a ligament within the knee. So I was doing a lot of work with her, and I very frustrated with what was happening with her knee being so young and being so fit. And then I worked with a couple of people who had knee arthritis and someone who'd had a full knee replacement. And I just thought, it's one of those things, you just, when your knees are in pain, it's horrible, isn't it? It's really horrible. I actually have a knee injury, which I manage with those same exercises, Shaded Lady, and they work. So yeah, I'm delighted that you're still doing it and you're really taking care of those knees. So well done. Tracy, hi Tracy, who's in Montana. Lovely to see you, Tracy, who says, I'm loving this. Followed up the stenosis video with this. Oh, wonderful, thank you. Hope your trip was also wonderful. It was sensational, so thank you very much, Tracy. Suda Pinter says, oh, sorry, I missed this, but welcome back and I will enjoy it this afternoon. You're very welcome, Sue. Really nice to see you. Hi to Mark Berman, who said enjoyed this one just right. Thank you very much, Mark. Much appreciated. Sue Pinter says, hi Rachel Cohen and Pilates buddies. Stay cool, everyone. Yes, it's very hot today. Robin Newcomb says, a nice one today. It's still a busy time in the garden in between the rain and storms. We're doing some replanning, so lots of garden workouts. Yes, so any of you who are out there and you have gardens or allotments, again, Pilates is a very good way to manage that work, because it can be really hard on your lower back, lifting up pots, bending down in awkward positions, doing things with your plants, repotting, etc., pulling up vegetables. So yes, please think about that and think when your back's feeling bad, that's when you need to just take a little bit of time out, just do some very gentle stretching, some very gentle Pilates, and it will just help that body recover from the strain of whatever you've been doing. Joan Shepherd says, happy to be joining the Pilates Live. Hello, Joan. Welcome, welcome, welcome indeed. Lovely to see you. So we have Jasmine who says, can I just ask, I've been doing your recent 30-minute intermediate workout, which you posted last week. I just wondered how to protect my back when curling up from the floor, balancing on my bum. Curling up from the floor, balancing on bum. Protect your back. Okay, so I think this sounds like the teaser. Is it that position, Jasmine? Where you're balancing on your bottom, but you've got your legs in the air. So protecting your back, it depends why you want to protect your back. So that would be my question, Jasmine. Do you have a specific back injury, or is it every time you do that, you feel something in your back? Because there are two different things going on there. But in terms of protection for your back, when you're doing that, I think as if you're doing the teaser, you can just do it with the knees bent. That takes the strain off. Essentially, when you've got long levers, let me show you, everyone. So I think Jasmine's talking about this position, so that this is the teaser position. And we do it where, if you're doing an intermediate, where you come down and then you come all the way up. Oh, I haven't done that for a while, so I can feel that as well today. You can modify by bending the knees. Very, very simple. Bending the knees, that's a lot easier on your back. You can also do what I'm doing, hold on to your knees and then move through the spine, come up. You can lift your arms, do your stretch, hold on and come back down. Those would be my very quick modifications, Jasmine. But of course, if there's something going on specifically in your back, let me know, and then I can just be sure I've given you the right information if you've got a back injury. Anna Fanus says, thank you, Rachel. We'll be doing that again. Thank you very much. Sorry, Anne. That was Anne Fanu. I hope I said that right. Thank you, Anne. Alina says, thank you for being amazing. Oh, thank you, Alina. You too. Thank you for being here today. Joan Shepherd says, BBB fan. Oh, are you? You're a blue-footed booby fan. Yay! Galapagos. Yes, we love the Galapagos. Carla Love Bombard, hello to you, Carla. Lovely to see you. I feel like we've missed each other a bit, Carla, because I know you came to Italy, didn't you, for a holiday? You were in Sicily, and then you came back, and then I was away. So lovely to see you. Carla says, great to be back with you live after my trip. It was great spending my birthday in Italy. Welcome back, Rachel. Glad you had an amazing trip. You were missed and we missed your lives. Oh, bless you. Thank you very much, Carla. Anyone who's interested in other things that I do in my life, I do post those on Instagram. I haven't got round to it yet, but I will be posting some pictures from the Galapagos Islands on my Instagram page at some point. In fact, probably a lot, because I'm obsessed with the place now. Those of you that support me on Ko-fi, I did a post on Saturday, which you would have seen by now, I expect, that has some of those holiday photos in. But you can't see those anywhere else. They're only on my Ko-fi supporters page. So there we go. Thank you, Carla. Joan Shepherd says, my granddaughter and I loved one of your dance routines. She's just 6, but followed along just fine as she is dancing now. Oh, Joan, that is lovely. Was that the 5-minute dance I did? Because I really enjoyed doing that, and we got so much feedback from people saying, oh, I really like doing those movements. So I am going to work on making another one of those. Takes me a little bit longer because I've got to memorize all the choreography to the music, but I will be doing another one. So if you haven't seen it yet, everyone, and you'd like a really easy follow along video that you could do with your grandchild or a friend's child, or just do it by yourself, do check out my 5-minute dance routine. It was very recent, just a couple of weeks ago. Who else have we got? Marina says Galapagos Islands are one of the places I would love to go. Marina, it's so worth it. I know it's very, very expensive, but it's a bucket list holiday. You know, it's one of those places that I always said to myself, before I die, I want to go there. And what am I, 61 now? And it was better than I could ever have imagined it being. The people of the islands, the people on the holiday, the type of people that you meet, be that the crew of the boat, because they limit the numbers and the sizes of the boats. It's very controlled, and that keeps the animals safe, and that's what makes it so special, is most of the islands are not inhabited. So you turn up at an island and you've got to get out of a dinghy into the water, and you're right next to a sea lion or a sea iguana. You know, or there's an albatross in front of you. I mean, it's all kind of like, wow, this is amazing. So yes, highly recommend. It's definitely worth saving up for, Marina. So there we go. Martine says, thank you for this gentle standing Pilates. Only finished just now. I thought you were not live until September. Oh, so Martine, I'm going to do lives until the end of July. So that's this week and all of next week, including the Friday, which I think is technically the 1st of August, if I'm right. But then I'm not going to do any lives in August. So it's like school. I'm going to take August away from the lives, but I'll still be doing videos. Videos will still be going out at the same time that I do a live. So there'll be no break in terms of you getting movement sessions, but I'm going to do shorter sessions, and I'm going to come back September live with a bigger, better, ready for the autumn workouts, all right? So, but I am here this week and next week live. Okay, who else have we got? Pauline Barnes. Hello, Pauline. Lovely to see you. Pauline says, good afternoon. Did one of your resistance bands videos this morning, so I'm going to do this one on Wednesday. I have a yoga lesson tomorrow. I recommend you to my yoga teacher. He really admires my core strength. Yes, Pauline, thank you very much. That sounds brilliant. And I love yoga. I've got to say, I do. I love yoga. I think it's wonderful. I think yoga and Pilates work really well together. They are a good mix, because yoga, you get a lot of the stretching work. There's a lot more extension work in yoga, as in your spine going in this direction. Very, very important when we get older. So great for your posture as well. So yeah, big fan of yoga and Pilates. So thanks for that, Pauline. Shady Lay says, love your story about your holiday, and I feel you're well rested. Nice to hear about your Pilates education. Thank you very much indeed. Terry says, that's very interesting what you said, re-cardio. I do feel as though I'm working harder in everything I do in this weather. You are, Terry. You definitely are. So warm weather, hot weather, it makes your heart work harder, it makes your whole cardiovascular system work harder. So for me, as a woman of 61, I've decided I'm going to do less cardio when it's like this, because number one, I don't want to feel really uncomfortable. I'm already sweating because it's 27 degrees or whatever it is. I don't need to get any hotter. And the other thing is, it's not something I need right now because my body is already under strain. So even if you're doing a Pilates session like today, we did a pretty gentle session, but I am still sweating because it's hot. And the work is not easy. You know, it might feel gentle, but you're still working all your muscles. You're doing a lot of standing work, so you're working all the postural muscles of the spine. So yes, Terry, that is a good thing for you to note, and maybe try it for yourself, see if it works for you. Just slow down on the cardio in the summer. Work more on, if you're out in your garden, especially looking after children, grandchildren, whatever you might be doing in your life, working full time. Everything is a bit harder on your body when the weather's hot. So you just need to pace yourself a little bit more. Marina says, I understand. Here in Alabama, we've had a hot and steamy summer, and it's getting hotter and steamier. Yeah, it's tough out there, isn't it? Martine de Kervel's got a question. When tipping forward, I can go with my chest until my knees, but then I cannot roll up. Feel it in the left groin, so I do not go so low. Yes, you might find, Martine, that maybe your hips are slightly coming out of alignment there. It's a very hard position to come up from. That's partly why I did it today. It's to make the glutes work, because I'm very passionate about knowing that we women have to really, well, and men as well, because we spend so much time sitting down, we get very inactive in the glutes and we've got to work them. So that's why I do a lot of this standing work, because it naturally works all the gluteal muscles, because they are a postural muscle. But you might find, Martine, I would not go so far, and I would just check your alignment. You might find that as you're going down, you're slightly going to one side, and it might be putting some strain on that left knee. I don't know, but have a think about that when you next try it. Donna, hi Donna, says, hello, the lies are so motivational for me. Thank you, Rachel. How do you cope with the humidity, heat and hot flushes? Oh, emoji, yes. I get it. When you're trying to maintain workout consistency, it is a nightmare. Donna, and anyone listening who's interested, I went through my kind of perimenopause probably when I was about 52 to 55. It was awful. I used to pretend it was fine. It wasn't fine. It was absolutely awful. And I got hot flushes. I literally used to turn red and start pouring with sweat in the middle of teaching a Pilates class when I was in London. It was horrific. In this weather, my advice, Donna, is to just stay as cool as you possibly can. Hot flushes, you can't necessarily completely get rid of them, but there are ways of managing it by slightly adapting your food and what you're eating. Some foods can exacerbate the hot flushes. But the most important thing is to stay as cool as you can and to wear as natural a fabric as you can. I mean, I'm wearing Lycra, not ideal if you're having a hot flush. You want to be wearing cotton or linen, or that's partly why many of you know that I talk a lot about bamboo clothing. I wear a lot of bamboo fabric, and it's because it's so natural. You can sweat in it. It never smells. I know that sounds really gross, but you all know what I mean when you're out in summer. And it's quite good with kind of wicking away the moisture from the body. So I would have a look at maybe getting some bamboo leggings, or a loose bamboo t-shirt or a loose cotton t-shirt, that sort of thing. That can really help. And just staying as cool as you possibly can, Donna. The other thing is very important, drinking more water will really make a difference as well. That's something that I noticed when I was going through that period of my life. Lots and lots of water. But yes, maintaining the consistency is a nightmare, I know. The other thing you can do, Donna, is to think about when's the best time for you to work out. I know we can't predict when we're going to get a hot flush, but we can pretty much predict when the air is cooler, as in early morning or end of day. I personally prefer an early morning session because then it's had time overnight to cool down, whereas end of day, things can be quite hot in the house and stuff. But whatever works for you, find the coolest part of your house and do your little session there. And the other thing is, don't overdo it. Just think about trying to do a bit every day, but not really pushing it, because you've just got to really take care of yourself. Grace Abound says, hi, can this help to get rid of belly fat due to post-menopause? So this is a great question. Thank you, Grace, for asking the question. I think this is probably, if you look on YouTube, there are so many people, YouTubers, promising that if you do their session, you are going to lose your belly fat. I'm sorry, utter rubbish. Do not believe it. To lose the fat that you put on your belly after menopause is not a workout related issue. It is because your estrogen levels have changed and you need to adapt the way you're eating. It's really nothing to do with exercise. If you are looking at overall losing weight, which will include some your tummy area, yes, all exercise will do that. What Pilates will do, you can't, what am I trying to say? You can't target an area of your body to lose weight. You can't do that with exercise. You can say, right, I want to work more on my core today, or I want to work more on my core this week, so I'm going to do 3 core workouts. And that will target the muscles. If you're doing it with me, for example, I target the 6-pack, but the deeper abdominals, so that's the section between here and here, for example. The back and the side, in terms of sculpting a waistline, working the obliques, be it in lateral flexion, which is going sideways, but also rotation, very important. But if you want to really lose belly fat, which has come on since menopause, that is all about what you're eating or what you're not eating. So it really is a nutritional based area to work on. Now, I'm 61, so, and this is not a boast, but you can see my abs, I think, pretty much. I've been through the menopause. I have found a way of eating that works for me. And the way that eating works for me is to do daily, trying to think of the right word, fasting. I fast every day. So I fast from dinner all the way through. This is for me. I'm not saying you have to do this. This is what I found works for me. From dinner in the evening. So for me, that's normally ends around 8:30 until the following lunchtime, 12:30-ish. It's about 16 hours. Now, I didn't do that straight away. I didn't jump into that. It was a very gradual thing. And many of you that have been with me for a while know that my husband started to do it with me as well. We've been doing it now for quite a few years. I think we're probably 4 years into it now, maybe 3 or 4 years into it. But we worked it very gradually. And I found that helped with menopause symptoms a lot. But also it helps with your digestion. We also increased the amount of green leafy bitter vegetables, because what you really need to do, Grace, is you need to support your liver. That's where all the hormones are processed. That's where estrogen gets broken down. Now, I am not a nutritionist, nor am I a scientist. This is my geeky learning, what I've learned, what I've read, what I've studied. And as you can see, how it's working in my body. But you really need to go on to looking at a diet that has got a lot more dark green leafy bitter vegetables in it. Easy way to get those in is salads. I mean, I have salad every day for lunch with various forms of protein. Eating good fats, reducing sugar. That's all the stuff you've heard before, I'm sure. But the thing that made the biggest difference for me, well, the 2 things were having a lot more pre and probiotic foods, so a lot more green leafy vegetables, brassicas, that kind of stuff, and the fasting. And the fasting we did very slowly. We started by just pushing breakfast back 15 minutes, dinner forward 15 minutes, so creating a little bit more time. But the theory is you want to create more time between your last meal of the day and your first meal of the next day. Creating more time there allows your body, your organs, your liver, the time it needs to really fully digest and process what you're eating. So that is what I would recommend you look into. There are some really good books. I think I've got one of the books mentioned on my website, but there is a lady in Canada, Dr. Anna Becker. She wrote a book called Keto Green. You can buy that on Amazon. There's a link in my website for that as well, I believe. And that's how we got started. And pretty much everything that she said we followed, and it really has worked. So that's what I would suggest, Grace. Keep the exercise going. You've got to exercise very important. You should be doing that daily anyway, because that's very important for maintaining your bone density, your health, your flexibility post-menopause, all of which will change post-menopause. And then look at what you're eating. That's where you'll get a real difference in that waistline. If you're thinking the waistline is what's bothering you, it's going to be the food, not the exercise, that's going to make the biggest difference there. The exercise will tone you up. Yes, it will really work your core, and it will help you tune into your core. It will help with the health of your pelvic floor muscles. But nutrition, you've got to have it side by side with nutrition to make it really work for you. Sorry, I've gone on for ages there, haven't I? I wasn't planning on doing a long chat today, but there we go. Going down, Donna says, hello, the lies are so motivational for me. Thank you, Rachel. You're very welcome. Deb Schimmel says, I am 70 and I'm concerned about the bone density. Can Pilates help with this? I've been reading that weight training is the only way to help. Okay, so Deb, that another fantastic question. Thank you for asking it, Deb. Yes, Pilates will help with your bone density. Pilates, mat Pilates and equipment Pilates, but the Pilates that we do here, it is all weight bearing. If it's standing, you're weight bearing. If you are doing modified press-ups, you're weight bearing. If you're lying down on the floor, lifting your hips up into a bridge position, you're weight bearing. All of this is weight bearing. Now, what I want to try and explain very quickly, if I may, just indulge me for a second, everyone. To build your bone density, you've got to build your muscles. If your muscles are not strong, you cannot build bone density, because the reason you get density in the bones, and by the way, I've checked mine, and I do Pilates, I do Pilates with weights. My bone density is classed as excellent for my age, and I don't do weight training, okay? So just to let you know, there are lots of ways to do work on your bone density. It really depends on what you enjoy. But going back to it, your muscles have to be strong, because when your muscles are strong, they pull at each end on the attachments. The muscles are attached to the bones. So if your muscles are strong, that's where you're going to build that bone density. So the first thing you've got to think about is building muscular strength. And then that will increase, that will add to the bone density. As a woman, we are all, unfortunately, post-menopause, prone to depleting bone density, so we have to work harder at it. And that is a mix of really good nutrition and weight-bearing exercise. So let me just show you a weight-bearing exercise. For example, is this. This is weight-bearing. Yeah, I'm weight-bearing my whole body weight. Yeah, on my knees, on my hips, on my feet. That's weight-bearing. Weight bearing on my upper body. It can be here, doing a press up, a modified press up. This is weight bearing. I don't need any weights to do that. Yeah, I can do that with my own body weight, and it's actually a lot harder sometimes than using individual weights. But many of you know that I also do Pilates with weights. So here we go. Pilates with weights. So these are light weights. But we work on lots of exercises. We're having to hold those weights for a period of time. You can see my muscular strength when I'm doing these sorts of things. So yes, you can work on your bone density with Pilates. The important thing is to make sure, Deb, that you get resistance in there. So that comes with using weights, with using your own body weight against yourself. Resistance bands are excellent, and I will be bringing a resistance band workout in again soon. But to have a look at any of those, and anyone else who's listening, but for Deb, have a look at my playlist, Pilates with small equipment. That's where you will find all the workouts that use weights, that use bands, that use things like this. Again, this is resistance. Yeah, you're having to work against something. In this case, you're working against a piece of kit, you know. So there is your answer. And no, don't believe that weight training is the only way. It's just a way to get you to adapt to going to a gym or whatever it might be. There's never one way to build your bone density. I mean, look at dancers. You know, I've danced all my life. And, you know, when I was a child, my dance teacher, I had one dance teacher who was in her 30s, I had one who was in her mid-70s, and she was still spinning across the floor, no problem at all, because she was constantly dancing every day. And dancing, when you are jumping up and down, is impactful on the body. Impact, again, really makes the bones work. So those are the sorts of things that are really good for you. So I would say you could do, you know, you can go do dancing if you wanted to, and that would really help with your bone density. So I hope that helps, Deb. And Grace Abounds, you're very, very welcome. Marina Carrick says, my friend is using your videos to strengthen her knee muscles before her knee surgery. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you very much, Marina. All right, everyone, I better go because I could honestly, I love chatting to you guys. I could be here all day. But I promised I would do a short chat today because I'm still a little bit jet lagged, but there we are. But anyway, there's a link just put on the bottom there. Thank you, my darling husband. He's just put a link there for the Keto Green book. So if anyone's interested in the managing the hot flushes, building your bone density, getting your whole body to function better from a nutritional point of view, I do really think that's a good book. And me and my husband have used that book and those recipes for about 4 years now, and they still work very, very well. So I hope that helps you all. And you're very welcome, CS. Thank you too. Lovely to spend time with you all. So don't forget, we'll have a new video out this Wednesday. There is a playlist out this week, July week 4 we're in now. And I'll be back on Friday, UK time, 10 a.m. With a new live session. Now, if you want to vote on your next live sessions for next week, I've given you a choice of 10 to choose from. That is if you are one of my Ko-fi community. So pop over to Ko-fi, join the community and vote for the classes that you'd like next week. All right, so it's been lovely spending time with you all. So nice to be back, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. So take care and bye for now.